Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here as we prepare for the coming storm. As you can see by the various departments behind me, the city of Los Angeles is mobilizing in advance of the landfall of Hurricane Hilary. This is potentially an unprecedented extreme weather event for Los Angeles, Southern California, and the rest of the West Coast. That said, Los Angeles has deep experience responding to crises. Whether it be wildfires or earthquakes, the city is prepared. We're not waiting for the storm to hit. We have already begun working 24/7 to be ahead of the curve and to be ready as soon as the storm reaches our shores. Secretary Mayorkas of the Department of Homeland Security, which is where FEMA is located, called me by cell this morning and told me he'd be available 24/7 as we address this crisis, so we know we have the federal support on hand should we need it. We've also been in touch with the governor's office and the Office of Emergency Services at the state level as well. The Emergency Management Department will activate its EOC, Emergency Operations Center, to monitor and manage any incidents and impacts on the city. 311 will be expanding operating hours if there is a high call volume. LAFD Fire Chief Crowley will oversee the Emergency Operations Center. The fire department is fully staffed to respond to this potential rainfall as it impacts, and teams are coordinating and collaborating across the city. LADWP restoration crews are fully staffed and ready to respond to any power outages that are caused. Streets LA, LA Sanitation, and Department of Transportation are all taking steps to ensure our roads are operational, ensuring that we are preparing now, during, and ready after the storm. The City of Los Angeles is working with LASA to identify resources citywide that can be used for Angelenos experiencing homelessness during the storm. Recreation and parks facilities have been pre-identified should evacuation and our shelters be needed. LA Animal Services Control Officers and SMART, the Specialized Mobile Animal and Rescue Team, are ready to respond to any evacuation or rescue in the event of such an incident, as well as in the field. The Central Library will be providing rain ponchos and T-shirts to patrons while supplies last. So as the city prepares, we need Angelenos to prepare too. Angelenos should register for Notify LA for local alerts regarding the storm. Angelenos can follow @ReadyLA on social media channels for event developments and general resources to stay informed. Angelenos are urged to stay away from the shoreline and beaches throughout the duration of the storm. Hurricane safety tips and resources provided by the National Weather Service are available online. In the event of a life-threatening emergency, Angelenos should call 911. For impacts like roadway flooding, tree limbs blocking roads, or mudslides, Angelenos should request service online or by calling 311. In the event of power outages or water main breakages, Los Angeles DWP customers can call 1-800-DIAL, D-I-A-L, DWP, or 213-367-0936. Our emergency departments are unparalleled. There is a reason why our resources are dispatched worldwide to respond to disaster. We will be prepared, and as always, we will be in coordination with the city, county, state, and federal levels as we move forward. I'd like now to introduce Carol Parks, the General Manager of the Emergency Management Department.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mayor Bass. I just wanted to provide a quick update. As we know now, the National Weather Service has issued a tropical storm watch, which includes Catalina, all of Los Angeles County, and mountains and foothills south of Point Mugu. A tropical storm watch is issued when tropical storm conditions, including winds anywhere from 39 to 73 miles per hour, pose a possible threat to a specified coastal area within 48 hours. This means possible isolated rain and thunderstorms could begin as soon as tomorrow afternoon, with potential lightning strikes. Winds will increase on Sunday evening, with a flood watch in effect 4 p.m. Sunday through 11 p.m. on Monday. Our region is expected to receive anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain, totaling across LA County, with up to 7 inches possible in the San Gabriel Mountains and the foothills. There is a high probability that most of LA County will experience northeast Santa Ana type winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour in the coastal areas and 30 to 60 miles per hour winds in the mountain areas. There could be major roadway flooding, which could be a concern for our entire metro area, with a chance of elevated surf and some coastal flooding. As Mayor Bass said, we at Los Angeles Emergency Management Department are encouraging all Angelenos to take those most appropriate steps now to prepare you and your family for this event. Please do monitor all of the social media and websites that we will have available, and any life-threatening emergency should be reported through 911. Again, for damages, fallen trees, significant other concerns, please call 311 or visit lacity.gov/myla311. The Emergency Management Department will also be monitoring this event beginning tomorrow until the emergency subsides. Our Emergency Operations Center will be activated. We will provide information to you. We will provide situational updates, and you can find this information at emergency.lacity.gov/updates. Thank you very much. And at this time, Chief Crowley. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kristen Crowley. I'm the Fire Chief of Los Angeles City Fire Department. And first and foremost, I want to ensure the public that you know that your LAFD is prepared and leaning forward to ensure that we keep you safe. We have over 3,500 firefighters that are standing ready. Additionally, the LAFD has specially trained urban search and rescue members of our California Task Force 1, and that is one of 28 FEMA urban search and rescue task forces nationwide, and it's here in the city. They have actually had the experience of already responding to notable hurricanes such as Katrina, Harvey, and Irma. The LAFD also has a specialized 50-member person team that is loaded and ready to go and deploy within the city. They also have the ability to support our mutual aid and partners throughout the area. LAFD's disaster response section has a cache of supplies ready to be deployed if necessary, and also to support both emergency operations and victims due to severe weather. We have activated our department's Emergency Operations Center and will be taking the lead in staffing our city's Emergency Operations Center as well. Now, you can join our team by making sure that you are prepared. Please visit our lafd.org/news for information such as personal preparedness before storm season, household preparedness during a storm season, what to do when a major storm is approaching, and how to be safe during a major storm or flood, and also what to do if you witness storm damage. We have free, ready-to-fill bags, sandbags, in all neighborhood fire stations, and you can go to visit lafd.org/news for city locations containing sand. Please, let me remind you, utilize 911 if you have an immediate life-threatening situation. That could be a major injury, fire, or any type of other major issue, and utilize 311 for non-emergency. My last point is we know that this is coming. This is one particular situation in the city and the state and the region where we know it's coming versus a wildfire or an earthquake. So please be prepared. Let me assure you that your city is ready to respond in your time of need. Thank you. Next up, I will be introducing Assistant Chief of Police Alfred Labrada from the LAPD.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Chief Michael Moore, thank you, Mayor Bass, and more importantly, thank you to our partners here within the city family, demonstrating the urgency today to be prepared, to prepare the community, but more importantly, prepare our departments to ensure the safety of our public. Today, we've had a number of calls in preparation for today's discussion, but more importantly, as the week progresses, to ensure the public safety of our residents. The police department stands beside you to ensure that the calls for service are handled, but also prepared to support our community and, more importantly, our fire department during any evacuation, more importantly, any needs along the coast, any hillside issues, or any roadway flooding throughout the city, but more importantly, to educate our public on the importance of traffic safety. We will also be conducting traffic surveys throughout the city of known locations that are known and prone for flooding, and we'll be looking at those and communicating those through the Emergency Operations Center to ensure those locations are blocked off so there's no concerns of flooding, and more importantly, our folks, our residents, are traveling safely on our roadways. We're also going to ensure ourselves that our critical staffing, and more importantly, the ability for the Chief of Police to activate additional resources if we need them, in which case we can activate through a declaration of a tactical alert, keeping additional folks necessary if we need to handle additional evacuations. Additionally, having our detectives in uniform to support any additional needs throughout the city. Our request to the community is to continue to stay informed, as Chief Crowley mentioned, the importance of communication, not only for us with our federal, state, and local partners, to keep communication flowing as to any needs, and more importantly, any concerns of safety, but also with the public. So we'll continue to do that on the traffic safety. A couple of points relative to the safety of our public. Please adhere to evacuation routes. Please follow the requirements, and please support those requirements, because as we support the movement of the fire department, if those evacuations are necessary, it places the first responders and, more importantly, the public at risk if we're placed in a situation that we're not evacuating. Please slow down on our roadways and drive defensively. It's important we do that as drivers and motorists, and we've seen a surge of overdriving in cases where the roadways are unsafe. Keep sufficient distance from our vehicles. Make sure your tires are properly inflated, and avoid driving through standing water. That's a critical aspect of what we've seen. A lot of these flooding incidents, and more importantly, drowning incidents, occur when individuals are overwhelmed with flooding or in roadways that have been flooded significantly. We'll continue to support the fire department through a unified command, and we'll support those evacuations, support the needs and the communication. But more importantly, as I mentioned and stressed, the importance of handling those calls for service will remain consistent. At this time, I'd like to give a couple points in Spanish just to ensure the same messaging in our Spanish community, and then we'll continue. So, como sabemos, la policía del departamento Los Ángeles ahorita está preparando para asistir a nuestros compañeros que están aquí hoy, del bomberos, y otros del estado, local y federal, para asistir a la comunidad durante estos tiempos. Primero, que pedimos a la comunidad que se mantengan informados. Es importante que sepan que van a haber evacuaciones, quizás si tienen problemas con carreteras, si hay problemas con cerros que se están derrumbando. Es importante que sigan las direcciones de los oficiales y nos asistan, porque ponen en riesgo a sus familias y, más importante, ponen a riesgo a los oficiales que están tratando de asistir. En nuestras carreteras les pedimos a la comunidad que mantengan seguridad, que no manejen muy rápido, mantengan distancia de otros vehículos y asegúrense que mantengan una protección en sus vehículos. Si no tienen que estar en las carreteras, es mejor que no estén, para proteger la asistencia para los otros residentes. Y más importante, vamos a continuar de mantener la comunicación por parte de la ciudad, y pedimos que asistan, aseguren que sus familias estén preparadas y sepan la información que se esté dando por todos los medios de comunicación. Muchas gracias. Ahora voy a llamar a Aura Garcia. I'm going to call Aura Garcia, President of the Board of Public Works.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aura Garcia, and I serve as the Board of Public Works President. It is really important that you understand the public works as our sidewalks, our roads, our trees, our lights. And so if you see anything out there that is obstructing the roads, please call 311. It is very important that we do that. Sanitation has now activated our storm commander and will be on watch all weekend. We will make sure that our wastewater treatments are monitored all the time, and we'll make sure that our solids connections are not interrupted. So please make sure that you call 311 if you have any questions about putting your bins and your trash cans outside as well. The Bureau of Engineering and the Bureau of Contract Administrations have sent out already a memo to all of their contractors to make sure any projects need to be prepared for this impact that's coming. We want to make sure that there isn't any dirt flowing into the streets. We want to make sure that if we are in the middle of a building, that it's covered, and want to make sure that everything stays safe and that our workers are safe as well. The Bureau of Street Lighting will have crews on standby all weekend to make sure if there's any light outages or anything that has fallen from their street lighting pole. We will also work very closely with the Department of Water and Power to make sure that if there's any lights out or anything like that, please call 311 to make sure and report that to us as well. The Bureau of Street Services will deploy crews during and after the storm. We will make sure that we have emergency trucks available and proactively inspecting our public right-of-ways. We want to make sure that we hear if trees are down, if big branches are down, if any trees have hit any cars. We want to make sure we hear about that right away, and we want to make sure that we attend to it as soon as possible. So if you can please call 311 to make sure that we are ready to take care of that. After the storm, we have already activated our cleanup crews so that we make sure that there isn't any obstructions. And so this is after the fact. If there are anything that is obstructing your road, your driveway, or on the public right-of-way or any street, please make sure to call us, because also our Streets LA department will be ready to fill any potholes as well. As you know, this is the time that this happens. So with that, we will be on watch all weekend. Public Works and all of our general managers from Public Works to make sure that we work with the fire department, with Mayor Karen Bass, and everybody else here to make sure that we have a coordinated system and we are out there and making sure that the transportation and mobility continues. With that, I want to also just remind everybody in Spanish as well of what we will be doing, and hopefully you will be able to help your neighbors as well as there is any information that we have missed. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Aura García, yo soy la presidenta de la Mesa de Obras Públicas para la Ciudad de Los Ángeles, y ahora estamos aquí todos juntos para mandar un mensaje que si hay algo en la calle, si los árboles se caen o hay luces que no están prendidas, por favor marquen el 311 y repórtenos. El Departamento de Sanitación ha activado a nuestro Storm Commander, que quiere decir que él va a estar controlando el clima para que tengamos todos bien exactamente lo que está pasando en la calle, pero necesitamos su ayuda. Si hay algo que ustedes, si no pueden manejar, si hay potholes o si no hay luces, por favor marquen la 311 y ayuden a sus vecinos si ellos no saben también y no oyeron las noticias. Por favor díganles que marquen el 311 para cualquier ayuda. Y con eso yo les agradezco el tiempo. Por favor cuídense y márquenos y comuníquense con la ciudad por alguna razón. Y con eso quiero ahora pasarle el micrófono al Chief Operating Officer del Departamento de Energía y de Agua, Aram Benjamin. I will now pass over the mic to Chief Operating Officer from the Department of Water and Power, Aram Benjamin. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor Bass, for pulling us all together to respond to this emergency. As Chief Crawley said, this is one of those emergencies that we've known about, and we prepared. The entire city family behind you here is prepared to respond. And I just want to give you the LA Water and Power preparedness for this emergency. On the power side, we have crews that we held back, additional resources that we have to respond to these events. In a situation like this, most probably the power outages are going to be caused by fallen debris, trees, vegetation that will obstruct the power lines, and we need to respond to that. So please be patient as we clear the vegetation and the debris, and our crews will respond to restore service as safely and as fast as we can. We have additional crews that are waiting in case we need to add more resources to restore the system as fast as we can and bring the power system back to normal. One note that I wanted to make is that the power lines that are down, please consider them energized and stay away from them. Call 311 or 911 and make sure that you report them so we can get there quickly and restore them. Please do not approach wires that are down, and let the crews come in and safely restore the system in place. On the water side, we have been doing inspections of our infrastructure. As you know, we anticipate high levels of flows, so we have made arrangements for the water flow from our northern aqueduct and the reservoirs that we have in town, and we are ready to make sure that the flows are not impacting our infrastructure. We have resources on the ground, to make sure that the infrastructure restoration is going to be taking place and make sure that the system can withstand the needs of the city. Lastly, our customer service has been 24/7 prepared to answer any of your questions. Please, if you have any questions on water and power services, call 1-800-DIAL-LADWP, 1-800-DIAL-DWP, or 1-800-342-5397. Or visit our website at www.ladwp.com/outages. We also have streaming information on Twitter and all the social media platforms. And we are encouraging our customers to sign up for our text messages to make sure we get outage information or any other information on the text. Thank you very much.
All right, so we're going to open it up for questions, but before